What's going on, guys? It's me, Jelana Fan HC here, and today we have another Roseville International Airport update for you guys, and this will be for the months of November 2025. As we're approaching 2026, we'll see where KRVL is at for the Thanksgiving travel, and yeah, just looking forward to doing another KRVL Airport update. We're gonna start at a different angle for this one because we got some really cool malls to take a look at, including some new malls too. So I'm just looking forward to covering those for you guys. So without being said, we're not going to waste further time and we're going to get started right away. Thought of providing you guys a different angle with this one. So we first have the United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER, seen here in the airline's Continental merger livery. This aircraft had just arrived from Denver International Airport at 8:48 p.m. So this will be the evening arrival for this plane, and yeah, I guess after she unloads all the things, well, the fuel truck is there, but I guess she might be departing, or maybe that might be for the different aircraft I'll be covering. So, or maybe, yeah, that's just there. But yeah, let's say she just gonna be overnighting here at the airport, and yeah, that fuel truck is there. Yeah, like just there. I think I should have kind of removed it because this is an arrival flight, but I digress. But once again, this United 739 in the Continental merger delivery had just arrived from Denver International Airport at 8:48 p.m. Wait, yeah, that says 8:48 p.m., which is the evening arrival. Next up, haven't featured this aircraft in a while, but right here we have this United Airlines Airbus A321neo. This aircraft had just arrived from Denver International Airport as well, but this one is the afternoon arrival as this plane arrived at 3:02 p.m. And yeah, looking at all the ground service equipment right there, you can see everybody just unloading the bags, lab trucks there. And yeah, all the various aspects. They're kind of like getting all the gate checks in, like the gate checks out of the plane, and yeah, like giving it to the passengers. And unfortunately, this flight ended up being canceled. Like the returning flight to Denver International Airport ended up being canceled due to some short staff on the HC towers due to the shutdown. I'll go over the shutdown, but we got like a long line of aircraft on our taxiway that I'm gonna be covering later. But yeah, quite unfortunate. But yeah, this month we had like the longest US government shutdown in US history. So therefore, a lot of ATC, there was like a reduction of flights on busy airspaces. And unfortunately, there was a lot of ATC workers who ended up getting laid off. So quite unfortunate, but once again, I'll cover the mess that's going to be happening on the taxiway. But as we move on to Gate Alpha 3, so this was Gate Alpha 2. Over here at Gate Alpha 3, we have a United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. Now, this is not the Gemini Jets version that I would mostly feature on most of my mall airport updates for Roseville, but this is, in fact, the NG Malls version, as I did unboxes on Mass Unboxing 16. This was literally like a long time since the last time Mass Unboxings, because I think the last time I did Mass Unboxings was 6 months ago, somewhere around April, with Mass Unboxing 15, so it was a really long hiatus, but I'm glad to be back doing Mass Unboxings again. And this aircraft is one of the aircrafts that was featured. So this aircraft arrived from Chicago O'Hare International Airport at 10:40 p.m. This is the evening arrival. And this aircraft, once she begins her... Well, currently right now, this aircraft's getting loaded for the returning flight to Chicago O'Hare. And this aircraft departed at 7:35 a.m. on the next day. So, yeah. But it's a really nice model. I think Edge Model did a fantastic job on this United 737 MAX 8. So I'm gonna have to do like a comparison with my Gemini Jets products and this NG version. So yeah, looking at it, there are bottom antennas over there. Yeah, you can see a bottom antenna, but yeah, all the various like details for the NG 737 MAX mode, it's really top notch. But yeah, looking very nice. I know my camera's shaking because I'm holding this camera with one hand, but it's really nice to have this model from NG Models. And yeah, NG did a wonderful job on this United 737 MAX 8. So once again, this aircraft will be returning to Chicago O'Hare after coming in from Chicago O'Hare the other night, and on the next day, she'll be returning to KORD. We'll be skipping Gate Alpha 4 for this update, but moving on to Gate Alpha 5, we finally have an aircraft that I've been wanting to have in my KRVL airport updates. Right here, we have the United Express Embraer E175. Man, I'm just super fortunate to finally have this in my collection. Once again, it took 5 years to get another United E175 out, and it's here. And she's making her debut here in Roseville International, and gosh, she looks really awesome right there. Man, I'm just really happy to finally have this aircraft. And yeah, it looks really nice. It does make my KRVL airport updates really stand out. But anyways, this aircraft had just arrived from San Francisco International Airport at 9:17 a.m. Now, Roseville had a San Francisco service back then, but that's mainly on the main line. But due to I'll say I think it stopped for a moment, but yeah, I think it stopped for a moment because of the short distance, and it was used by a mainline aircraft, which mostly for SMF they would use a E175 or a CRJ200 for that route. But since I find habit, that route has reinaugurated. So the San Francisco service from SFO for United Express to Roseville International Airport has reinaugurated, and that route has finally resumed, and I assume it's going to be continuing on for many years to come. So really awesome to see this right here. So yeah, it's the reinauguration of the SFO route, and this aircraft will be returning to SFO. And unfortunately, it was 55 minutes delay of a 10:40 a.m. departure time, and she ended up departing at 11:35. So again, with all the staffing shortages, it took a while before this aircraft ended up getting off the airport, or getting off the runway in this case. But it's really nice to finally feature this United Express E175, and overall, it looks really awesome, and I'm really glad to have it in my collection for my United Express fleet. Just giving you other views of it, but man, great work, Gemini. Just found this really nice to have it, and while there's wing flex, I can't complain. All I can say is I'm really glad to have it for my collection. And just beside it, we do have the Delta Connection example right here with this Embraer E175. This aircraft had just arrived from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport at 10:23 a.m. This aircraft will be returning to the Pacific Northwest after hub at KSCA at 11:38 a.m. So similar to the United Express, the Delta E175 is another great asset for my Roseville Airport updates, as I'm finally featuring some various regional flights with Delta Airlines. And yeah, it looks very nice right there, and overall, another huge asset for my Delta Airlines collection, as of course this was released in October 2023, so it's 2 years ago, but overall, really nice model right there, and I'm really glad to have that for my collection as well. Moving on to Gate Alpha 8. Yeah, this is Alpha 8. We do have this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER. This aircraft had just arrived from JFK at 10:17 a.m. And this, unfortunately, is another victim of the government shutdown, as this aircraft was supposed to return to JFK. Unfortunately, that flight was canceled. So, sadly, another victim has fallen into the shoes of the government shutdown, as this JFK outbound flight, Delta 767, had ended up being canceled because, again, the reduced airspace limitations and all the reduced airspace and all of the laid off ATC workers. So it's quite unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. We can't complain. I mean, as of this recording, the shutdown has already ended, but I just kind of covering all the various aspects of the shutdown. So quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. But as we move on to Gate Alpha 9, we do have this Delta Airlines Boeing 737-900ER. This aircraft ended up arriving a bit late. Let me just get my spreadsheet out. There we go. So this aircraft ended up arriving at Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson 38 minutes late from a 10:57 a.m. arrival time. However, this aircraft ended up arriving at 11:35 a.m. So yeah, kind of unfortunate right there, but hey, probably has to do with all the delays that have been happening at various airports from around the country. So yeah, quite unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. But other than that, there's nothing really to complain about right here. But other than that, this Delta 79 once again arrived from Hartsfield-Jackson. Well, it is a new era for Hawaiian Airlines, as the Hawaiian Airlines call sign has officially ended as of late October 2025, and Hawaiian Airlines is now operating under one certificate, which is Alaska Airlines. So all of Hawaiian Airlines' flights will be operated under an Alaska flight number. So the Ohana still lives in their hub in Honolulu, but unfortunately the call sign is no longer there. So Hawaiian Airlines call sign is gone forever, sadly. But I still want to cover these Hawaiian aircrafts because they're still part of Roseville International Airport. So we first have this Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A330-200. This aircraft had just arrived from Honolulu International Airport at 8:09 p.m., which is operating under an Alaska call sign. And this aircraft will soon be heading back to Honolulu the next day, as she departed at 8:28 a.m., once again operating under an Alaska call sign. So while everything is going on with Hawaiian Airlines with the new Alaska call sign and now them being operated under one certificate, at least the airline's not going anywhere, at least, which is a good thing. We'll still have Pualani on the tails of each Hawaiian airplanes. But as for like the 787 fleet, all of their 787 fleets, all the 4 787s they have, will be transferred to Alaska Airlines, and Hawaiian's just gonna keep the AC-30s as their only wide body, which, yeah, it's what it is for all like the Alaska-Hawaiian merger things that have been happening. I mean, it's what it is, but hey, at least Hawaiian Airlines isn't going away anytime soon. That means the Ohana in Honolulu, because Hawaiian Airlines is really a big player on the Hawaiian market. So yeah, really, while it's unfortunate to once again have the call sign Hawaiian be gone, at least Hawaiian stays. But as we move on to Gate Alpha 11, we do have this Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A321neo. Now, this is actually a new model. I did feature this model in a few airport updates in the past, but this is actually a new model as this is the debut of the latest Gemini Jets iteration, November 208 Hotel Alpha, which is from October 2024. But this aircraft had just pushed back out of Gate Alpha 11 and she'll be heading out to Kahului Airport at 7:22 a.m., which is the departure time of this aircraft, once again operating under an Alaska call sign. But yeah, really nice to feature this aircraft, and yeah, it's a really nice comeback for my Hawaiian A321neo. But overall, Gemini Jets did a great job on this model, and I'm really glad to have it once again, returning to my collection after giving my previous one to my boss from my work. But yeah, really nice model right here, and overall, very nice model from Gemini Jets. And yes, I do have the engine models that's going to be making its debut anytime soon. Make sure to stay an unboxing on that coming soon. And pushing back out of Gate Alpha 12, we do have this Air Canada Express Bombardier CRJ 900, and this aircraft will be heading out to Toronto Peters, not Toronto, I'm still thinking about the Toronto route, but the Toronto route as of this time has already ended. The seasonal service has ended, so this aircraft will be heading out to Vancouver International Airport at 4:12 p.m. So really nice to feature this CRJ 900, and yeah, as for now, I guess Hawaiian Airlines will be taking Gate Alpha 11 as like the replacement for that Air Canada flight. But we do got the CRJ 900 that still operates the daily Vancouver, or not really daily, the year-round Vancouver service. But this aircraft has been reduced, well, this flight in particular has been reduced to 1 flight per day as for like the winter travel, unlike the summer season is 2 flights per day. So yeah, that's the CRJ 900 pushing back out of Gate Alpha 12. We do got a couple of aircrafts that are in the, well, you can say, quote-unquote, hard stand, so I'll transition into the next clip and we're going to cover those. Alright, and as we roll into the FBO area, we first have this SkyWest Airlines Bombardier CRJ 200, and this is actually from 3D Design Deck, so this is making its debut here in Roseville International Airport, and this is really nice to finally feature a 3D printed aircraft in my airport updates. Once again, 3D Design Deck are really a game changer to the model plane industry right here. So really nice to feature this alongside some of my new GSC from Tiny Tugs designers. As you can see, we got the open air tug and the GPU right there. I wanted to add the air starter, but that's mainly for like the summertime. But this aircraft is what's going to be used for the San Francisco service during the winter season. So I guess this airplane overnight, and I guess she's going to be towed to a gate where she's going to be departing to San Francisco soon. And over here we do have the Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200 Gen 2 without winglets, and this aircraft had just arrived from a charter flight from Los Angeles International Airport after picking up the Los Angeles Lakers to play against the Sacramento Kings. So as you can see, really nice representation of a charter flight right there, so you can see the GSC equipment. I also want to feature, I think I have some tugs from Tiny Tugs that were on this airport update, but you can see all there's no ground workers. I wish I added them, but as you can see, this is kind of showing that the ground, the people are unloading the stuff on the cargo hold of the plane. There's the air stairs, and of course you got the bus where the players are going to be boarding to their the destination, which is basically their hotels. But yeah, really nice representation. Really nice to feature this aircraft again. It's been a while since I last featured this plane in an airport update, but it's really nice to feature it every once in a while. So yeah, that's it for all the planes that are in the FBO stand, and yeah, there's apparently some cones that are scattered around this airport. I don't know why that happened, but yeah, I guess strong winds today during this month. But we're going to be moving on to the chaos on the taxiway, so yeah, it's going to be quite unfortunate to cover, but hey, it just happened this month. The government shutdown happened, and yeah, air travel kind of got screwed up. So, without being said, let's move on to the mess that's on the taxiway. Alright, so here is the absolute mess that's happening on the taxiway right now. So, with the low on staff ATC people at various big airports across the US, especially for like the reduced airspace that the FAA has issued, this lead to this. So, long lines on the taxiways, a lot of planes, and I mean a lot of planes. Like, just take a look at that. That's 4 airplanes waiting for departure. And yeah, due to all this mess, this is kind of like the result. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of like what it is, especially during this month of November. When you have like the upcoming Thanksgiving travel season and you got this, it's unfortunate. So, yeah, like quite a rough sequence right there. Never had this for Roseville International Airport in a while. But we're still going to cover the aircrafts. Now, these are all departing aircraft. So, we're going to start at this side with the United Airlines 737 MAX 9 in the Continental merger livery. This aircraft will be heading to Houston IAH, so Houston George Bush, and yeah, one of the victims. This aircraft will have to wait for a bit on the taxiway before it gets clearance for takeoff. Next up, we do have this Delta Airlines Airbus A320. So they ended up switching the 737-900ER on some of the flights to an A320, which is something interesting that I never seen, or that has happened during the winter season. But we do have this MSP A320 outbound flight, another victim, so she's number 3 for departure, and it's gonna be a delay on her once, like, it's gonna be a delay for that aircraft for that particular flight. Next up, we do have this Delta Airbus A220-100. This aircraft will be heading out to Salt Lake City. Again, waiting on the taxiway for more ATC people to get in. And yeah, quite unfortunate. So quite a lengthy delay. And number 1 for departure, we had this United Airlines Boeing 757-300. This aircraft will be heading out to Denver International, which is the morning departure for that flight. No, not Denver, Chicago O'Hare. So this is a O'Hare outbound flight. But yeah, as you can see, quite unfortunate to see this. Oh, there's my hot sheet. I have to get that out for a little bit. But yeah, unfortunate that this happened. But as I'm recording, the shutdown has ended. It is once again the longest government shutdown in US history. And I'll say it's going to take a few weeks before air travel recovers. Let's just hope it recovers right as soon, like fully recovers as soon as the Thanksgiving travel starts. Because a lot of passengers want to get to their families for the Thanksgiving holiday, but if we have delays and cancellations, it's going to be unfortunate for the passengers. But yeah, but it is what it is. We can't complain. Either way, hopefully we can see a recovery of the airspace or the aviation industry in the US in the next few days. But other than that, that's going to be it for Roseville International Airport for the month of November. Really nice to feature another airport update for KRVL for the month. And we're going to be approaching December and onto 2026. So I'm just looking forward to see where December kicks in. And hopefully we can see something amazing for the month of December. And hopefully we have a fresh start for 2026. So super excited for what's to come. I want to end it off with these 2 beautiful regional jets. So that United and Delta right there. But yeah, hopefully we can go over all the various aspects for the month of December. And probably I had to talk a little bit longer for December to kind of like give you guys what's going on, to kind of like pretty much give you a rundown of the months of December, or like 2025. Not really months, but year in general, 2025. But yeah, just looking forward to where KRVL goes for the last month of 2025 as we approach December. So super excited for what's to come. But other than that, that's gonna do it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a new upload anytime soon. And if you want to see more of my Roseville International Airport updates, then you can click on that playlist, and it shows you all the playlists of my airport updates for Roseville from start to here, so the current one. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night.